So now we come to the end of the CXO Trust Summit 2025. And as you've probably noticed, AI is already here. What happens to those who hesitate to govern it properly? We are not waiting for this technology to arrive. It's already inside our tools, our workflows, our contracts, and our conversations. It writes our documentation, it triages our incidents, and drafts our reports. The debate is no longer about adoption, it is about governance. Governance is what separates innovation from exposure, progress from chaos. And as with every major technological shift before it, hesitation will not stop the change. It will only remove our ability to shape it. 15 years ago, I watched this pattern unfold. When cloud computing first appeared, I had two realizations. First, that the cloud was, in fact, just someone else's computer, and that I would never again have to wake up at 3 in the morning to replace a dying hard drive. Second, that I could finally use services instead of running everything myself. Email servers, file storage, backups, all outsourced, resilient and instant. It felt like a miracle. But the real transformation wasn't technical. It was behavioral. Users began adopting cloud, whether IT approved or not. That's when we coined the term shadow IT. But why did shadow IT happen? It was simply people wanted to get their work done. Traditional IT was slow, change control was painful, and governance rarely kept pace with need. With a credit card and a browser, a department could get something done in hours instead of waiting weeks for internal support. Cloud adoption was a referendum on velocity, and now we're watching history repeat itself, only faster and with far greater reach. AI has an even more direct value proposition. You don't need infrastructure, you just need content and context. You feed it a problem, and it returns a workable draft or a summary or a plan. This is shadow AI. It doesn't wait for a purchase order, and it doesn't sleep. And it's not infrastructure anymore, it's cognition. So the question is no longer, will our people use AI? It's, how do we govern what they use, what they produce, and how we measure its reliability? Every organization watching this is already using AI, whether formally or informally. Your employees use it to draft reports and summaries. Your vendors use it to analyze contracts and generate code. Your regulators are using it to write policies and enforcement guidance. Refusing to engage with AI does not preserve control, it forfeits it. Refusing AI doesn't stop the world from changing, it merely removes your influence on how it changes. You can opt out of tools, but you can't opt out of ecosystems. If your competitors and partners move faster with AI, your organization inherits their pace anyway, through contracts, supply chains, and expectations. Opting out is not governance, it is abdication. We've reached the limits of unaided human cognition. Look at a modern enterprise with a multi-cloud architecture, thousands of SaaS integrations, petabytes of telemetry, and regulatory frameworks that evolve monthly. Security, compliance, and operations have merged into one continuous flow of data, decisions, and accountability. Humans cannot directly track it all. Spreadsheets can no longer contain it, and dashboards can't summarize it, and manual governance cannot scale to it. AI is not a novelty here. It is the only instrument that can manage this complexity at the speed required. Trying to manage modern digital infrastructure without AI is like trying to manage modern air traffic with carrier pigeons. And the paradox is clear. The same technologies that create this complexity, cloud, microservices, and distributed teams, now require AI to make them governable again. AI does not remove the risk, it helps us see it. It doesn't replace human judgment, but it extends it. We don't need AI because it's fashionable. We need AI because our systems have outgrown our ability to manage them manually. AI brings other things that humans cannot sustain, which is relentless attention. It does not get bored, tired, or distracted. It can read every log file entry. It can read every policy, every contract continuously without fatigue or bias. And it keeps getting better, not evenly, but relentlessly. Months of incremental progress, then a sudden leap, a new model, a longer context window, a smarter chain of reasoning. Each leap reshapes what is possible overnight. We are already seeing AI excel in the very domains that define information security and compliance: correlation, classification, reasoning across large data sets, and detecting anomalies too subtle for humans to spot. It's getting better at thinking work, the work that we thought belonged only to us. And this raises a new imperative. How do we validate the quality of AI work? How do we ensure that it is safe, correct enough, and culturally and ethically acceptable? Humans still provide the intent, the ethics, and the context, but the AI will provide endurance, pattern recognition, and vigilance. Together, they form a new kind of socio-technical system, one that can see more and respond faster than either alone. But there is another dimension to this moment: connectivity and agency. We are connecting AI systems to everything else we have built. With protocols like the Model Context Protocol, AI can now talk directly to databases, APIs, and enterprise services without a human middleman, or middle person, I guess, sorry. These systems are beginning to communicate with each other. The AI to AI interactions and agent networks that will coordinate tasks, share results, and learn collectively. And we're seeing the first signs of economic integration. Visa and MasterCard already have agentic payment systems. Startups and consortia are building tokenized transaction systems for AI agents to buy and sell data, compute resources, reasoning services, entirely new things that we probably cannot even imagine yet. AI is not just observing, it's acting. Once AIs can talk, trade, and transact, the attack surface changes dramatically. We move from securing endpoints to securing decision boundaries. What is the authentication model between two autonomous agents? How do we audit a decision that was negotiated machine to machine? These are not science fiction questions. They are compliance and governance questions emerging right now. So the next question naturally follows. What happens when AI begins to govern itself? That is why leadership, not just policy, matters. The Cloud Security Alliance was founded to build trust in systems that we could no longer see directly or control manually. The CXO Trust Initiative exists to help leaders translate that trust into governance, so that C-suites and boards can engage AI responsibly. This is our shared mandate, to govern before autonomy outruns accountability. Our job is not to slow innovation, but to steer it, to ensure that as AI gains capability, it also gains accountability. So what should we do next? For executives, we need to treat AI governance as a core part of our enterprise risk management, not a future add-on. We need to build the policy and evidence frameworks now before regulators mandate them. For technologists, we need to design for auditability, provenance, and transparency. Every decision an AI makes should be explainable, traceable, and ethically defensible. And for all of us, we need to remember that trust is not a document. It's a relationship that we renew with every system we deploy. AI is already here, and those who hesitate to govern it properly will find themselves governed by it instead. Let's ensure that the trust we build around AI is as transformative and as enduring as the technology itself.